Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Sunday Night Cop. I'm Gav. There's Keith and his big pint of milk, and there's Emmet with all his hair back. Oh my God, what a Christmas we're gonna have! Um, Liverpool have gone to the White Hart Lane, London, Tottenham Hotspur
What's that
Stadium.
called now?
The Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
Ah, that's a lot of bollocks, isn't it?
Yeah, and I keep thinking it's the London Stadium, but that's not. That's West Ham, isn't it? But they've gone there and they've won 2 goals to 1. Spurs ended up with about 4 players on the pitch. Liverpool tried to shit that bags as best as they could, but they managed to win anyway. But of course, the big thing coming out of the game is that Alexander Isak has suffered what looks like a leg fracture while scoring that goal. Keith, I'm going to come to you first. We were talking last week and we were saying, points on the board. Let's put points on the board. Let's get a bit of
Yeah,
momentum here. I think we're unbeaten in 6 games now. I think it might be,
yeah.
and we're like, we get the points on the board. That's fantastic and keep momentum going. But we want to see performances, and the performances come. They need to improve and to kind of get ourselves back into a bit of a, you know, Liverpool rhythm, a bit of swagger about us. Did that happen yesterday? I don't think it did.
Mm,
I think we just won the game, and it was a bit. I didn't walk away from it going, yeah, we played well there.
Absolutely not. Yeah, I mean, we didn't play well against 10 men. I'd forget about the 9 men because the 9 men was, for 5 minutes in injury time or whatever. There was still a significant amount of time that I should have been really put to bed. But I thought we were disgraceful against 10 men and a 10-man Spurs team as well. Spurs are not. They're not a resilient football team. Traditionally, this iteration of them certainly aren't. And we really should have put them to bed, put them to the sword. But I do always fall back on 3 points as the main thing. The performances will come. If you want to be positive, I think there was some individual performances were decent yesterday. Again, Florian Wirtz gets an assist. So it's not the goal that he's been looking for, but it's an assist. I thought he played very well. I thought Milos Kerkez came in for a lot of stick. I thought played very well. And I thought one or two played well, but as a team, I don't think we performed well. I don't think we we stretched Spurs enough. I don't think we put them under enough pressure. I think there was some bad performances in there as well from players who we would expect more from. We will talk about them as the show goes on, but I don't think the captain was very good, certainly on that Richarlison goal. But look, at the end of the day, Gav, I think it is just important. We can't be beggars can't be choosers at the moment, and I think we just need to start getting 3 points on the board and climbing up that league table as much as possible, and sticking with the pack. We're 10 points behind Arsenal, unlikely to turn that around. But I'm an optimist and still think until it's mathematically over, we're still in with a show. But we need to keep in touch and distance with the pack for the top four or top five, whatever it may be next year. I just think it's performances hopefully will come, but I've said that from day one when we weren't doing well, we were getting wins. Performances will come, they didn't. I'm still saying it now, performances will come. Hopefully they do. But I think at the moment, 3 points. Spurs away was never going to be an easy game. If we look at our fixture list, we've got now 2 home games. Can we put performances in there? Hopefully, but Kev says it there. With 10 men, Spurs had no interest in anything but parking the bus and defending the draw. I thought Spurs were extremely aggressive and physical, overly so. I thought they were pretty disgraceful, to be honest. But they'll be happy and they'll feel they were hard done by and they were robbed. I don't think they were, to be honest. But look, the big talking point is Alexander Isak and his broken leg, and let's see how that pans out. Because not saying that he played well, he didn't get many touches of the ball. He took his goal excellent, and that's what we'd expect from Alexander Isak. I don't expect him to be, getting 30, 40 touches in a match and linking up play and knitting play. I expect him to be on the end of chances, and that was the first time we've seen that. And a goal comes of it. The ensuing foul, because it was a terrible challenge by Mickey Longlegs to absolutely cream him afterwards, was another disgraceful challenge by the Spurs players. But it's unfortunate for Isak that when he starts to look like what we bought, he's going to be out for the rest of the season. I know it's not going to be a rest of the season, maybe injury, but again, his recovery and things like that, I think he probably will be gone for the guts of the season.
Yeah, like Next level says Isak could potentially be out for 12 weeks, which is 3 months, which is
Yeah.
basically the end of March. And then if you
Yeah.
add a little bit on top of that, you could probably see him in the last month of the season. But it'll all depend what, when it comes around. Do Liverpool go, is this worth it? Is it actually worth it to fucking throw him back out there, or do we get him right? Emmet, to be honest with you, like, overall, I thought it screamed of a game that's of two teams that are low on confidence, fragile, afraid to make mistakes. That's what it looked like. It looked really passive game up until Xavi Simons decided, I've had enough of this shit. Because what he's doing is fucking bananas. Van Dijk is going nowhere. Van Dijk's turned towards his own goal to pass it back, and Xavi Simons for some reason thinks he can go a 5'7", stretch through Virgil van Dijk to a ball that's about fucking 5 yards away from him, and does that. And then I think Kev's right. I think Spurs sit back, Liverpool take the initiative, Spurs do bits on the break, but you expect that. We get one and then we get two, and then once they get a goal back, I think you see the frailties in Liverpool. The PTSD from even Newcastle earlier in the season when we win the game, but we're terrible against 10 men. Oh fuck, they're at the score, and if we go, everything's in the head. They're down to 10, then they're down to 9. It just screamed for me, Emma, of a really two teams that are really frail. And I think either of them coming out with a win yesterday would have went, fuck it, don't care, get the 3 points, because that's just the way things are at the minute.
Yeah, I mean, certainly the first half, I think it was two poor teams playing against each other. But I think what we were doing was we were happy for them to have the ball. We were confident enough that they probably couldn't hurt us, and we were right. And then when we turned possession over, we didn't move it quick enough. I mean, if you're going to do that, if you're going to sit off and absorb a lot of pressure, and then win the ball back, you need to break fast to try and counter-attack. That's the whole idea of it, and we just weren't doing it. There's like a lack of intensity. I don't mind bursting forward, and then if it's not on, then you come back. But we just didn't do things quick enough. When they went down to 10 men, you think, like Keith said there, the first thing you want to do is stretch it, make the pitch bigger, and we just made everything so narrow. In fact, we were actually worse against 9 men. For whatever it was, 83rd minute, and then 9 minutes added on. Actually ended up playing 11 or something.
93rd. It was 90 odd when the red card happened.
Was it?
Yeah, it was the third. It was in injury time.
All right, okay. Right, so what was the 80th? I was the 83rd is when they scored.
Scored, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
And we all of a sudden become narrow, right? And I know that we don't have wingers or anything like that, but any football player can stand out on a wing or stand in a channel, and you just put the ball out there. I have not watched it back, but I would doubt there's any one of our players that didn't give the ball away in that period of time, including Alisson. Alisson just pumps the ball long straight to Vicario, and Vicario's hoofing the ball back up. We're trying to play through the middle of midfield, like when they're down to 9 men. It's all too compact. Put it wide. It was like we didn't know how to play against 10 players. It's like we didn't know how to play against 9 players. And we've already done it this season against Newcastle. So learn your lesson. And then I'm listening to other things, and people saying, it's very rare that you play against 10 men. You always plan to play against. What do you do when you play against 10 men? Like, do you know what I mean? You hold on to the ball, keep possession. And we just shit the bed.
It's very simple what you do with 10 men. All of this, where do you do this? You just put a fella into the middle of the midfield and you go, you're the spare man. And you look for the ball every fucking time, no matter who has it, you're the man to get it. And you just become the pivot for the whole team. It's as simple as that. And Brian Murphy says there, and I agree with him, he says, our midfield just disappeared when Spurs scored. They stopped showing for the ball, and as a result, we stopped playing and just constantly turned the ball over. It was really poor, could easily have blown it. I was amazed, Jesse, like, I had lads talking about Kanate and Kerkez, and I was like, is nobody talking about the midfield here? Because, look, if you want to go away to Spurs and you want to say to yourself, right, listen, they're a bit fucking flaky at the minute, let's not give them any encouragement. Let's sit off them. Let's give them the ball. We're confident enough in that. Let's try, like you said, let's try hurt them when we win the ball, right? When we go down to 10, make the pitch big. And you don't have to go and fucking go mad to score. Make it big and pass it. Keep passing the ball. Quick, yeah. But keep passing it. Them 10 will get tired if you keep passing and they have to keep running and running and running. But when they get to 10, we get the 2 goals. But then, for me, I was looking and I was saying to myself, Gravenberch, McAllister, Jones, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, you basically what you 3 in there should be going, like, you go that way and I'll go this way and this fella's going to come in the gap and take it and he's going to turn and we're going to play, right? And we're going to keep doing it constantly. We're going to keep rotating that midfield because as a 10-man team, basically what you're doing is you're saying 2 banks of 4, right? And 1 fella up front. And what we're going to do then is we're just going to make sure that our extra man is in the middle of the park or dropping into near right back and getting it. And we didn't do any of that. And when they go to 9, we don't do any of that. I was amazed how little was said about the midfield yesterday. I don't mind it when we're 0-0. And I actually don't mind it when we go 1 and 2-0 up because they're recycling the ball and stuff. But when we concede and then they go down to 9, I'm looking at this going, lads, they have 2 players less on us than on this pitch. Right? Mm-hmm. And they can't throw 3 forward. So we know where all the room is here. All the room is between defence and midfield, someone dropping in and taking it and going, bang, 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 we're going to pass this around. We're going to zip it around you. And when you eventually go, we're losing, we're going to have to push onto you, then we're going to hit you. But I was amazed at the lack of coverage on our midfield yesterday because
it was a lack of composure.
Do you know what it is?
Nobody wanted the ball. They were just kicking it away and kicking it straight back to them. Jones gets caught napping on the ball in front of the 2 central defenders. Like, just move, like you said, just move it. Keep the ball moving. Like, even the 3 of them in there, just do little triangles, and it's like with 9 men, you should be hearing the crowd doing the olays or the whatever it does, the bullfighting as you're passing the ball around them. Like, it should be like playing against kids, but we just kept passing the ball back to them, not looking after the ball and going through the middle. Put it wide, stretch the pitch. Like you said there, make them tired. Like, they shouldn't get to injury time and still have legs to try and chase an equal. Like, they shouldn't have the legs to chase, to pull 1 goal back, let alone to try and chase an equaliser. But we just let them. We kept them in the game by the way we played.
Yeah, but Kev says there, when they had 9, they left Van der Ven alone at the back and threw everyone forward, right? So that means they threw 7 players forward. And we had 11 players at the back. So even if they're throwing everything forward, the chance of the ball dropping to you is quite high. Or dropping near you that you can contest it is quite high. And then you should be able to say to yourself, when it drops, I'm going to take ownership of this and I'm going to make sure I pass it and keep it and listen, if they want to stay high up, we'll pass it and then we just get around, we get it out here. But we went narrow, we went defensive, we went, listen, tell you what to do, you get it and you can put it in wherever you like and we'll see if we can deal with it. And a couple of years ago you go, Liverpool will be grand because centre halves just come and head this and we'll do them on the break. But when you're that fragile at the back and there's nothing going forward on the break, you know what I mean? And it fell into the Leeds thing a little bit for me, where we constructed this thing in a game where we decided that we're going to be shaky as fuck, but we're not going to have any threat going the other way. I thought it was mad, but like let's look at the positives.
I heard a stat today from the 83rd minute when they got their 1 goal back. From then till the full time whistle, they had 8 shots on target, and we had none. And we had 11 players.
Yeah. That up till then they were useless. They had fuck all, and it was like.
But they just played on air frailties. They went, what's the best way around this? And they should have done it from the start. They should have just got it and fucked her in the box at every opportunity. And just let pinball happen. Because that's.
I think bar the Richarlison goal, I think Van Dijk actually does well for the remaining of the injury time. He did make a good few clearing headers. I don't know what the pair of them are at. They're swinging fucking legs at, but it was just panic
swiping. Yeah, it was ridiculous. And then Jones nearly gives them one on a plate straight after that, and it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, people are afraid to criticise Curtis Jones. I think he's been playing excellent this season. I thought he was awful yesterday. I thought McAllister, legs are gone. If he had legs, maybe he never had legs. He was always a little industrious little fucker. He'd get in there, nipping balls. He'd be a little ratting in there. I didn't think he was doing that. I thought Gravenberch had a poor game. I think we missed Szoboszlai. I hate this going to right back with Szoboszlai at the moment. but needs must, I suppose, in this instance. But I just thought the midfield were just too.
Someone did
too
ask
But,
about.
but even when he brings Frimpong on, he
yeah,
leaves Sabozza.
Yeah, but I
right
tell you,
back. What the
I don't think Frimpong
that
is
tells
fit.
you what he.
I
Yeah,
don't
but it
think
tells you what
Frimpong is
he
fit,
thinks
and I
then,
think
is
he
it?
put Frimpong on and went, listen, you go on, and you just
Run them.
fucking be a hybrid, a bit of a hybrid, help them out, but we're not going to put you where you're going to be, where they're going to have their wide men running at you constantly. That you're not going to be the last line. I don't think he was fit, but I thought it was a weird one. For me, if Isak has to come off, put Chiesa on. Just put Chiesa on, stay exactly as you are, and put him up front with Ekit. Do you know what I mean?
It's mad. The changes, the shape just goes to shite, doesn't it? Like
Yeah.
we lose all semblance of shape. I know the bench we didn't really have much, but you're right, Gav. There's changes there you can make. That doesn't necessitate multiple changes. It is. At the end of the day, like I said, Spurs weren't great, and it was only from that goal on that we lost the arse fell out of us. Like, other than that, we weren't great, but they were worse. They were bleeding terrible. Obviously, they were down to 10 men, but I thought they were brutal. They had nothing to. They had Colin Mawani who was trying, he was running, he was trying to get onto things. I thought their midfield was, theirs was bad, theirs was shy. It was only when they started, like you say, lumping the ball in that they were. It was like as you say, the scar tissue of previous games was just there to be seen, and it was like it's a blueprint for any team with us. Just put them under pressure and hoof balls into them, and they won't deal with it. When you see Van Dijk swiping at the ball like that, you don't really see it with him, and he was good. I sort of agree. He was good beside that, but we expect more from him. That's just my opinion with Van Dijk. I think it's if we saw Kanate doing it, we'd be lashing him out of it. So it's let's lash Van Dijk as well.
Yeah, like it's just like I said at the start. It just showed Liverpool's frailties. It showed, and they showed it themselves, even when against 10 and 9, and 2-0 up. You know what I mean? Liverpool last season in this game would have just went, we're 2-0 up, we're against 10 men, and now we're just going to fall into a shape here, and we're going to bore you to fucking death, right? We're either going to keep it for ages, or we're just going to be solid as fuck, and when we win it, we're going to go bang, 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 and you're going to be in trouble, and we're going to put the shits up you very quickly, and then you're going to go, fuck this, we're not getting battered, and you'll sit off, and we might sit off a little bit, and it'll end up 2, it might be 3, but that'll be it, right? And Liverpool teams of the past, in the last couple of years, would do that, where teams knew, fuck, we're not getting anything out of this game. But if we poke the fucking beast here, they'll just come out and do us for 4 or 5. And we've seen Liverpool done it there last year. Liverpool went there last year and just swept them aside, and they scored a goal and just went back up the other end and scored another one. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But Liverpool in that game had the odd bit where they get they get a couple of decent goals, but overall Liverpool was just like, yeah, listen, if you want the ball, have it. But trust me, when you fucking lose it, you're in trouble here. And I just think it showed. I felt a little bit sorry for Liverpool after. I'm not gonna lie. I felt a little bit sorry for the players, because I thought they could have done it in a away game where they just went away 2-0. They get down to 10. We win 2-0. We might get a tour near the end. Everyone walks off. There's no drama, and that's great. But as soon as when we go 2-0 and Richarlison comes on and there's a bit of mayhem in the box and one goes in, I think if we clear that, I think we just seal the game. Yeah. Because Spurs will go, there was a bit of mayhem there, but they just sorted it and we just sealed the game. But because we didn't, Spurs went, right. Even though they're 2-0 up and we're down to 10, if we throw it in there, God knows what'll fucking happen, because they just look
giving
all over
them
the place.
It's like Leeds, isn't it? You're just giving
Stevie says teams aren't scared of the players anymore. I think, I think you're probably right, Stevie. Teams aren't scared of the players anymore. I think they're scared to a certain point, but then when they realise, hold on, when they push themselves and they have to risk it a little bit, they're getting more in return for that risk than they used to. I think that's where it is. Let me see. John says, Gav, they did it to themselves. They brought the mayhem on themselves. That's what's so annoying. We create our own mess. Yeah, I couldn't agree more with you. And the thing is, I've just said it. If you go out there against 10 men and you say, listen, I don't give a fuck what 3 in that midfield is. One of you are the spare man. So I want one of you to look for that ball all the time. And if you have to play triangles between you and the fullback and the centre-back, and it goes back across, and you have to run all the way across the pitch to do it again, that's what you're going to do. you're going to make them work twice as hard as you're working to get space to do it. And I think that's where Liverpool, because if they'd have made that pitch big and popped it around, it doesn't have to be massively fast, but if they pop it around, Spurs are just going to lose interest and go, oh, fuck this.
Make them chase shadows.
Yeah.
And you get this, and you get disheartened from that. And I think that's probably what Javi Simmons, like he was doing an awful lot of pressing, and nobody else seemed to be doing it. And I think it was frustration more than anything. At first, when I saw the tackle, I thought, oh, it must have been he was. Do you know the way when a player kind of runs across the back of another player? I was like, he can't have meant to do that. Yeah. But I don't even think it was a tackle. He literally. It wasn't even in his running stride. He reaches out and drags his...
Van Dijk changes the direction, doesn't he? And he sort of plants...
Yeah, but like I don't understand if it was his natural running stride, but it wasn't even a case that it was an accidental thing. He made a challenge with his foot.
Yeah. Look, the positives. I think Florian Wirtz was good again. I thought he was bright. And, you know, somebody said there... I have to get it up on the screen because it was a good thing. It was a good comment, and I went to press it and then I didn't. Next Level says Wirtz was good yesterday, and it's Neo Geo says, lads, can we talk about Wirtz this month? 5 games, 3 man of the matches. He's really starting to come into his own. He is starting to come into his own, and I still think in a team that's a bit more moulded for him, I think, than it was before in the way we're setting up. But he is showing up, Keith. He's showing up, and he's looking for the ball. He looks a bit physically looks a bit bigger as well, to be honest with you. But he's looking for the ball. He's looking to create. And there yesterday, what I loved about the goal for Isak, obviously, you know, it's great that Isak gets a goal, and we're saying there's the service he wants, and he puts it away. It would have been so easy for Florian Wirtz to go, I'm taking this out of my feet, I'm going to try bend it because I need a fucking goal. But he doesn't. He takes it and he looks and goes, there's the ball, and he just does it. I thought he was bright yesterday.
I thought he was excellent, without being spectacular. And this is the stick that he's been beaten with. It's people, whether it be Liverpool fans or whether it be outside fans, not so much. You don't listen to them because they're shy bags and they just want them to fail. But some Liverpool fans are expecting, you know, the second coming of Lionel Messi. You know, when you pay a lot of money for a player, you want the final product. But he's a young player coming to a new league. Physical league, you know, the most physical league in the world, and he has to adapt to that, you know, and the type of player he is. I've been impressed with him from day one. There's been very few games that I didn't think he's played well, because when you watch him, everything he gets, he's on the half turn, he's trying to be positive, he's moving forward every single time, he's getting balls in quick, he's moving us up the pitch. He just hasn't had, you know, his moment yet, and I'm sure that will come. But to see him slide one in, you're right, he could have said, fuck this, I'm going to try and hit one. The frustration we've had this season has been wide players cutting in. Now, I know I've lashed Salah over for the last few weeks and people don't be happy, but Gakpo's worse. You know, he cuts in and just takes them shots all the time, and I'm sick of seeing them. So to see our wide forward just sliding one in was actually nice for the centre forward, because as I said earlier, I think they're the sort of balls that Isak will thrive on. And that's, you know, when we bring in a player like Isak, and I hate the comparisons. Why is Ekit able to score and Isak isn't? Ekit comes deep and makes things happen himself. Isak isn't that player. He will play off them type of passes. And we saw it there, you know, Wirtz is clever. He plays the ball in. Isak gets onto it and scores. But I just think he's been grown every single time. He needs a few goals and a few more assists just to cut the shite out that he have a 007, you know, 0 goals, 0 assists, number 7, you know. So the sooner that monkey is off his back, that he can say, right, I've got a couple of goals under my belt. But I think it's coming because he's impacting games. He's shown more authority in games as well, which is good. I think he's a class act. Sometimes we can be guilty of saying, oh, look at that, it was a 5-yard pass. You know what I mean? Because we want them to do well. But I think with Wirtz, genuinely, like every time I look at him and you see what he's doing, it's so positive, you know, without getting the rewards. I said it before, he's put chances on a play for Salah in games. He's put chances on a play for Isak against Galatasaray, flicks one over to Isak, hits one straight to the keeper. You know, he's had so many chances to get assists that others haven't finished for him. And I just think, you know, he's been unlucky. If they go in, it's sort of, he's more creative and he's getting more of his flowers. But, you know, without that side of his game, I just think he's so good to watch. Do you know, he's so what's the word? Easy on the eye. He's the type of player I enjoyed to see playing. You know, it's not all about the physicality. It's about the guile and the you know, the skills, the delicate skills of playing through balls and playing quick balls. You know, and he's very intelligent with what he does with the ball. He loses it a few times. You know, he's not perfect. He gives away a few cheap passes in every game, but everyone does. You know, there's not a footballer who doesn't, and I think we can overlook that sometimes. But look, I just hope to see him get off the mark soon with a goal. I think, you know, if we get a penalty ever, just let him hit it, you know, and just, you know, Arsenal, like Gyökeres is taking penalties for Arsenal just to keep his morale up, and let's give airblading players the chance to do that as well, just to stop absolute cabbages outside of our fan base from making out that he's some sort of bum because he doesn't get a goal. Ignore him what he does in the game. That's just my take on it. You know, I'm not saying I'm right. Others will have a different opinion, but I just think he's just a joy to watch.
Yeah, I again when they're down to 10 yesterday, I just kept thinking if we get midfielders involved in this fella's gonna find space, and you're just gonna find him, and he's gonna affect the game in a massive way, and we just didn't do it enough. Davey says Wirtz is brilliant for me. I'd want my team to be built around him. He's only going to get better and better in the Premier League. Megan says only a matter of time before Wirtz gets on the score sheet. He's getting better each game. Let me see. What else have we got? No, that's it. Sorry. Oh yeah, John Houghton says Wirtz thinks about this game and plays the game at a different level to those around him. Another positive is Ekit. I love how he's not afraid of fucking nobody. I love it. He's a real fuck you attitude. You know, he's there. Yes, he puts himself about. And I think it's hard. I think it's hard to judge a lot of the players yesterday before the red card, because it was like I said, a very passive game, and Liverpool were looking to nearly make the first half. Let's just quieten this whole fucking place down, and then we'll see where we go from there. And it kind of gets a bit mad because of the changes we made and then the enforced changes we have to make again. But Ekit stood out for me. You know, he got involved. It's a great ball to Wirtz actually for the first goal. He pings it at Wirtz first time. He gets up over Romero, not afraid, up over him, heads it in the corner. Richarlison tries to annoy him on the ground, and he gets up after him. He's been a really good signing in a season that's been rough for so many different things and players and whatever else. He's been a standout. I love watching him.
Yeah, he's for somebody the length of him, he's very elegant on the ball, or so. He just has a lovely touch on him. Like that first, like that's what I'm talking about when you say move it quick. So the ball gets played out to Ekit, and they're probably half expecting him to take a touch on it, and he doesn't. He just pings it across to Wirtz, and that's what kind of makes the goal. But he makes things look effortless. So I'm not going to compare him to Wirtz, because I think Wirtz makes the game look very, very easy. It's actually annoying how easy he makes it look, how he glides around the pitch. But with Ekit, he has this kind of I don't want to say, I'll say the word arrogance, but it's in a positive arrogance. Let's just say it's like I know how good I am, and to absolutely go up and mill Romero was unbelievable, and then to run away and celebrate, and it looked like he really enjoyed the goal. If you look at the picture of him celebrating, he really enjoyed the goal.
Okay, the John Flanagan levels of enjoying stuff.
Doesn't miss a trick, this fella, does he?
He really enjoyed it.
Oh,
but yeah, no,
doesn't miss Hatton. No, he's like, man, what did you say he was like the other day?
Perez Hilton.
But look, he's probably performing the way we all probably expected Isak to perform. So it's great that with Isak not having his pre-season, and I know people are sick of saying that, not necessarily a fitness thing, but fitting in. It's important to have a pre-season to gel with your teammates. Fitness is completely different. But he's just come in and hit the ground running. he's after getting into the French squad as well. He has that kind of a swagger. That's it there. Somebody said it. The word you're looking for is swagger. He has that swagger about him. He's really, really positive. I don't think he was great in the first half, to be honest with you, but I don't think anybody was. When I saw that link-up play between the three of them up front, I thought, oh, hello. And then the camera pans that Isak riding in agony on the pitch, like, and you're just like, oh, for fuck's sake. You thought you'd have to stumbling onto something here. You think that's now Isak getting his goal, Wirtz with his assist, let's go and get another one. And then obviously the bad news about Isak. But look, I think Ekit, we're blessed that Ekit has played so well. With
I'm gonna have
Isak
to protect
not
him.
being up to
We're gonna
speed.
protect him
Big time. Yeah,
you know?
because I mean, if you watch his goal in the lead up to his goal, the header, he's actually hobbling on the edge of the box. He's limping. I think he's getting cramped. And that's what I said last week. A little bit concerned that because we don't seem to be moving the ball very quickly, but the players don't seem to have 90 minutes in them.
Yeah, but to be fair to Ekit, when you watch him, when you're in the stadium watching him, he does an awful lot of that.
Yeah,
you know, whether it's
limping.
10 minutes in or 20 minutes. Yeah.
Don't be a Saka.
No, he's. Do you know what he does? It's like It's like he gets a knock.
Playing possum or whatever they call it.
I don't know if it's that. But you know when someone gets a knock and they might go down and they might go a bit of a knock there and they get a bit of treatment and they get up and then they're out. He seems to just get the knock and go, I'll just fucking kind of keep going. You know when someone gets a knock and they kind of, or they try to run her off, he just looks like he's trying to run off knocks because in fairness to him, because he is kind of that elegant or swagger player, whatever you want to call it, he's a sort of player that when he has the ball, it looks like it's getting away from him an awful lot, and players do try jump in and go, there's me chance, and he just seems to get the ball away, and he gets caught quite a bit by opposition players,
well.
And he seems to be running off stuff a lot. Do you know the sort of way? But he just pops up then and goes, I'll just fucking push you out of the way, and I loved it because Romero was having a fucking breakdown over it. Sam says Liverpool will sign an attacker now as Ekit may feel very fatigued by the season goes on, as this is his fourth season in a demanding physical league. Bejan says, Gav, I think Slot made a mistake by the way he managed the minutes for Hugo and Isak. By now, Hugo would have been up to speed if he'd used them more when Isak needed the minutes to get up to speed. Yeah, I agree with you. I think he tried to wedge Isak in there for a little 5-6 game period at one stage, and maybe that was them trying to get him up to a level, but I agree with you. I would have stuck with Ekit and said, listen, we're going to build you up to from 20 to 25 to 30 to 35, and then we'll make the decision on who's starting, and it's a foot race to see who can score, and then we'll go from there. What else did I want to talk to you about? Look, we go back to it, Keith. You know, the injury to Isak, you know, people are reporting there that it isn't an ACL, it could be a leg break, lower leg break, but he walks off the pitch. There's more MRI scans to be done, you know. But in fairness, I've seen Virgil van Dijk walk off a pitch and end up out for months and months and months. But like I was saying there, Keith, you know, he's gone. Let's say he's gone for 3 or 4 months, just for argument's sake. Let's say 3 or 4 months. You know, you have Ekit, who's your recognised centre forward. Your only real recognised number 9 now. There's talk today that Ornstein is saying that Man City and United, I think, are the two teams that are showing most interest in Semenyo. Liverpool have been long-term admirers of him, but haven't really shown anything to say that they go and do that. Does this injury, we thought we were going to look at an attacker in January anyway, even if these were fit and Salah was coming back from AFCON. Does this accelerate this for you? Because, look, he doesn't want to play Chiesa. So if you're not going to play him and Gakpo's out and Salah's away, you're literally leaving yourself with Ekit. Who are you putting up front? Does this accelerate a move?
I think it does. I think it has to. He doesn't trust Chiesa. For me, Chiesa's done more this season than other players in the forward positions, on and off the ball. But the manager doesn't trust him, so he's about as much use as a chocolate fucking fire guard. So at the end of the day, we've lost Isak, as I said, I reckon for the guts of the season. He'll come back before the end of the season, but How fit he will be, I don't know. People saying Jaden Dance, that's a mad show. I'd stop with you.
Hasn't played football.
That's not the answer.
His back
I
is like
think
an
we have
esco.
to. Yeah, it's. I like Jaden Dance. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not digging that young fella out, but my
Kev
God,
reckons
like
he won't be
we
training
need.
again till February, Jaden Dance.
Yeah, he's one of these with ground pain kind of back
Yeah.
issues and
Steve
stuff,
Crowley
isn't it?
is mentioning Wirtz and a possible hamstring pull at the end as well.
Yeah, well,
You
he
know,
did pull up holding his hamstring. I'd noticed that myself. But hopefully it was more precaution than anything else. I do think they'll need to
sorry,
bring him
Madge Apple
forward.
says the guard. Sorry, I'm just reading these to go in. Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
The Guardian are reporting Semenyo is favouring us over them two clubs. But maybe he is, and Liverpool haven't just said right.
Well,
you know,
on that, I would say, like, of all the teams linked with him, we don't need to be sort of doing too much in the sense that we know his situation. Do you know what I mean? Richard Hughes probably
sorry,
gave him that contract.
Neo Geo says Wirtz confirmed on LFC TV that he's actually fine. So
Yeah.
there you go.
There you go. We'll take
Nobody
that.
knows,
So
Keith.
we'll take
They're
that.
all just fucking sackers.
Yeah,
Yeah. Need to toughen up a lot of them.
But it accelerates. It has to accelerate, Keith. It has to.
It does. I mean, like I said, the Salah situation, Salah's not going to go anywhere. He's going to be here for the season. There's no fear, I don't think, of Mo Salah being sold in the January window. Gakpo will be back. But those two, I've said it, I don't want to be digging them out all the time. They've not been good this season. I think we needed to bring in a forward in anyway, because I think going into the season with Chiesa, who he doesn't trust, and Rio Engamoa, who back in the 21s, isn't he? So, like, what thin as it is, to lose Isak now, it has to be someone. Now, whether that's Semenyo or not, who knows? I think Semenyo can probably play up front, not as a long striker, I wouldn't say, but he could be an option. If you go with two up front, he might be able to give you minutes up there. But I don't know if it changes the profile of what they look for. Do they look for something short term? Do they look for a more physical, imposing?
I think it screams Semenyo. And the reason being is that I think Liverpool are going away from this 4-3-3. I genuinely do. I think Semenyo can play both sides. I think he can actually play through the middle as well. He's made for it. And I think I genuinely think what we're going to do is we're going to end up with 4 at the back. We're going to end up with 3 midfielders, one of which is going to be on the right hand side. You're going to have Wirtz slightly off the left, leftish, and then you're going to have the 2 lads up front. And I think if you bring Semenyo in, you can literally say to him, can you go and play on the right place? Right? You're going to play on the right today, and the right is going to be the wingers game this week. And you're going to play left next week, because the left-hand side is going to be the wingers game next week. And I think it absolutely screams of them. And Liverpool have to make a sign. They just do.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, look, and I don't know if you agree with this, Emma, but Salah's not been in great form. Right? Now, Salah could come back in great form. We don't know. But he hasn't been in great form. You have Ekit, he's still very young, coming from a German league. And someone said there in the chat that
Winter break.
That Diaz, but Diaz is saying that the German football is great, because the intensity is nowhere near the Premier League. So you have to factor that in as well. These are players that will be going.
And they get a break.
They would usually be in a break now, yeah. They would usually in a break. So you have that with Ekit. You have Isak out injured. You've got Gakpo that, he's favoured, but he's in okay form, I think, overall. I just think he's extremely frustrating in game at times. And then you have Chiesa that he doesn't want to play. And Engamo is so young. So I think the Isak one makes your decision for you. I think you have to turn around and go, whatever our long-term project was in the summer, if we can bring it forward, which if it is Antoine Semenyo, you can absolutely bring it forward. It has to be done.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I think we see Chiesa leave in January as well.
Do you?
Because Jesus.
Oh, I do. Yeah. I think he goes. There was something somebody said, and it was nearly like they kind of nearly spoke out of school. There was a date or something like that, the 10th of January or something. Look, Chiesa's going to want to go and play in the World Cup. He's not going to go and play in the World Cup for Italy if he's sitting on the bench at Liverpool. He has 6 months to go and play wherever it is he's going to play. Would you even see him go the opposite direction? I don't know, until the summer. Or does he go back and play in Italy? But he's going to want to be on the plane to the World Cup. So I think he goes in January. But we will. I think Semenyo is probably more suited to us. I can't for the life of me see. I think what I read was he's further down the line, with Manchester United and Man City. Probably I could see Man City, not Manchester. Why would you want to go to Manchester United? Man City. Why would you want to go to Man City? Because he absolutely cut the legs off Grealish, just took away all of his creativity, didn't allow him to do anything. They've got Doku, they've got Foden, they've got Savinho, they've got Cherky. Why would you go there?
Bob, they've loads of players there.
Yeah.
But the reason I think is
because Guardiola sterilises these players. He doesn't allow them. He may do, but
I think he's given more freedom to Doku this year. And the other thing is, I actually think he'd. There was talk of Savinho going in the summer. Do you remember the talk of him going to
Spurs one?
And I think Savinho will go out and Semenyo will come in. That's what I think. Daniel says there's no chance Semenyo signs for any of them other than Liverpool, in his opinion. He'll sit at the bench. He says, yeah, he might do. John says, laughs at Bob. I think Bob's a great player. I think he's a great little player. No?
He's all right.
I like him. I do like him.
And Foden's found his form again this season.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
And even Marmouche. Did we say Marmouche?
Yeah,
they have a lot of players. They have a lot
of players.
People touting that he could come to Liverpool, but sure, you'd be paying an absolute fortune for him. They only paid 75 million for him last January.
I think it'd be Savinho. David T wants Semenyo to Newcastle. I think Semenyo.
You have a Langer. You are okay, Davey. You don't need anyone.
Yeah. And
he's getting lashed over. Langer's getting lashed over by the Newcastle fans.
Vino says that I think we only want to pay Semenyo 90 grand a week. United will pay him 200 grand. Yeah, of course he will. But then, he's playing the system where your man doesn't play 3 up front. He plays 3-4 and then 2 behind the striker.
But we'll give him 90 grand a week, but after bonuses and stuff, it'll probably be closer to 200.
Yeah. Where does he fit in at Manchester United? They don't play wingers. Are they looking at him as one of the number 10s behind their striker?
Sorry, I read something. Amran is on record as saying he thinks he would make a good right wing back.
Yeah, good luck.
Oh, Semenyo.
You're running shuttles there, lad.
He's turning them into the lad that used to be, what's his name? The fella that greases himself up. No, Traore.
Oh, Traore.
Yeah. Let me see. Jono says, I wasn't mocking the fact that you were putting Oscar Bob out there. He said, the way you just said Bob, like it was some fella down the pub. Bob, Bob, he plays with him as well. Yeah, fair enough, Jono. But, I think it has to accelerate. I think Liverpool have to look at it and bring some sort of thing forward. I wouldn't be, to be fair, I think if Antoine Semenyo is leaving Bournemouth in the January, I think it's already done. I don't think anyone's sitting here on the 24th of December going, will we ring Bournemouth and ask them what's going on? These things, if they're going to happen in January. If it's going to happen in January,
we did it with Gay, didn't we?
Yeah, but if it's going to happen in January, you can activate it at 65 million, right? So any of these teams can activate it. Bournemouth know this, so Bournemouth are going to be planning already. You know what I mean? Bournemouth aren't going to go. Yeah,
it's 65 in January and 55 in the summer.
We're desperate, so I mean, if anything, we are in a position where we need to bring in an attacking player and we need to bring in a centre back. Now, who that will be, whether it'll be Mark Gahey or someone else, but we need to bring in a centre back and an attacker. If it's Semenyo and Gahey, as a lot of people think, I think they're 2 excellent signings. If it's not them 2, we need to do something, because again, going back to Van Dijk with the goal, I think he's struggling, Van Dijk, because he's having to do too much. So I think we need to get some help in there at centre back. Konate.
I agree with that to a point, Keith. But listen, too much to do. Swiping out a football isn't too much to do.
No, but
I understand if teams are breaking and you're like, this cunt's not moving, I'm gonna have to try to get over here and do this. But it's not. With Van Dijk, for me, it's stupid fucking standard things.
Yeah, the goal against Sunderland and all. There's been loads of instances, but what I mean is, I think we're flogging the arse out of him and Konate. So I know Konate hasn't been great, neither has Van Dijk. We need some. If he doesn't trust Joe Gomez to go in there, which he doesn't and hasn't done, we need someone there. Now, whether Leone is back, I've seen something that he could be back fairly soon, much sooner from an ACL, which is wild. We
We
need
need
a centre back that can go in there
Yeah.
and can solidify our defence and the base of the team. That will allow, I think, the likes of Van Dijk. I think you extend Van Dijk's career by giving him a bit of support back there. Kanate isn't doing that at the moment, but he could probably turn it around. Maybe, I don't know, but I
do you
just
know
think
what I
we
think
need
he needs?
a centre back in there. And in January, regardless
to
of who
be,
they are,
yeah.
I think we have to get those
Yeah.
two in January.
Yeah. And I think it is Mark Way. I think it is Mark Way. I think, and people are saying, what would he pay from? They know exactly what they're going to pay from. And Mark, you have to remember, Mark Way, he was going to Liverpool in the summer, right? And Mark Way, he will, I think, if he needs to, will stamp on fucking Palace and go, take the fucking money, right? Take the money. They know he's not signing a new deal. It's being confirmed. I think he'll push now. My thing on the centre half is twofold. One, I think, we might need someone in there that is just a fresh face at centre back. But we need, the only way Kanate for me saves his Liverpool career is if someone comes in here and pushes him. And competition. There's no competition at centre back, right? No. Now Virgil, I get it. He's trying to take an awful lot of responsibility, etc., etc. And maybe at times his head is fried and he does stupid things. But I expect a little bit more of him than that. But at the same time, I'm looking at Kanate and I'm saying to myself, now he's been a bit better the last couple of games. I'll give him that. But do you remember when Kanate was under pressure for his team when Matip was there and then and do you remember the summer of he came back late? It was the World Cup. No, was it the World Cup? No, it couldn't have been. The last World Cup was in fucking Christmas. Do you remember did he get injured? And he came back, but when he came back late. Did
Kanate get injured?
Yeah, but he was quite good for the last
injured.
18 months. But he came back late he arrived late into a pre-season in America, and Kwanzaa was fucking brilliant in that pre-season. It was the one just gone. The one before. And
the one that won the start
last season.
Yeah. And next of all, Kanate comes in and he's never out of the team because he was really, really good. I think he's way too comfortable in the position he's in. I'd actually expect if Mark Way arrives at the club and plays, I think Kanate gets a chance, and I think you'll see a different defender. Genuinely, I do. I think it needs something fresh, in the sense of solid, but I think it needs competition. Absolute 100% bona fide competition. Because Joe Gomez isn't it, right? He's just not it. And Leone, I was really impressed from on his debut, but he's still very young. I think it's mad if we don't end up in January with Semenyo and Guehi, or two of similar ilk.
If they can't get Guehi, because the reason we had Guehi in the bag. Guehi signed the deal. Liverpool agreed the deal. Parish was selling him, and it was because of Glasner that he poo-pooed it, because Glasner's like, well, look, I'm out the gap here if you leave me short with him. So the reality is Crystal Palace needed to get an adequate replacement that they didn't get in. If Crystal Palace are going to act the maggot now in January and say, look, we're not doing until we get an adequate, Liverpool have to move on and say to Mark Guehi, look, we want you, we'll bring you in now if we can, or we'll get you in the summer. But they have to have another centre back. I see Schlotterbeck getting mentioned in there. We're signing a lot of left-sided players. That's the only problem.
Yeah.
We have to sign. If we'll obviously have a list of players who we have, because the centre back, I think we all agree, department, we expect Ibu will move on in the summer unless he gets a new contract. Virgil is getting older. Leone's got an ACL. Joe Gomez, he doesn't seem to trust him at all. So we need to reshape.
Yeah.
We need to reshape that central defence, and whoever. So Guehi was the one they wanted. Whoever's the next one on that list, they have to move that forward if they can't get Guehi, because we need a centre back in there.
I think Parish will want.
You see, I think this is what I and it's
Parish is selling them. Parish will want the anfield.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
We have to pay more.
That's the type of
but what I'm saying is, I think Parish ends up going to Glasgow and saying, "Listen, we've had 4 months. We're going to sign this player in January. We're going to take this. We're going to sign this player, and we're getting money for this other fella, because Parish was taking the 40 million quid, right? And then he didn't get it. And as much as Glasner stood up and everyone went fair play to him for standing up for himself, and I don't have a problem with him standing up for himself. He's standing up for his own interests. Parish was selling the fucking player. Now, Parish isn't going to turn around now and go, lads, we've had 4 months. We have to have a player to bring in here, because we're getting 20 million quid for this fella. We're not letting him go. We can't go out and sign a centre-back for 40 and let this fella go for nothing in the summer. That's 40 million we've spent. That's an outlay of 40 when we can have that, right?
Yeah.
And like Davey T says, Guay holds all the cards. He could just tell Palace you're getting no money from me. I'm off for now in the summer. He's already told them that. He's already said he's not signing a new deal. So now it's down to Palace either taking money or not taking money. And Bejan says, Guay, he wants to sign on bonuses, so we will join in the summer. Listen, Liverpool can go into Palace and say to Palace, listen, we'll give you 20 million for him now. And then they can just turn to Guay and go, by the way, we're giving you 5 on top of that. All right? Don't worry about it. We'll pay you the wages we're going to pay you, and we'll give you an extra 5 million, and he'll take it. He will take it. But I think
Glasner's not committed to a deal either. Like, if he had to turn around and said, no, you're not selling him, I want to hold on to him, and signed a deal the next day at Palace.
Yeah.
Right, fair play. But
maybe Glasner just used that situation to further his own prospects in the next 4 months, which comes up and he goes, fuck it, do you know what? No, keep him. I'm staying. But I think Glasner leaves there anyway in the summer. I think a few people in the chat said it.
I don't think there's a relationship there between player and manager either.
No, there wasn't. There was a bit of an incident coming off the pitch against Chelsea the back end of last season, wasn't there? But anyway, moving on.
Joel Ordonez, is getting linked there.
Who?
Ecuador centre back Joel Ordonez.
Oh, he'd be right up your street.
He's quality, right? He's only a young fella and he plays in Belgium. I think he's at Bruges or something. But I think he's only about 6'1", 6'2". And Mark Weahy's about that as well. And I think if you're going to reshape your centre backs, I know Leone is big and Van Dijk is big. I don't know if we bring in too many 6'1" centre backs. Do you know what I mean? Like but the only thing with Ordonez is I think he plays right back as well. It's something I would be interested in, but that's the sort of transfer I think we should be doing. Ordonez is very good. Bastoni's
Eunice says Ordonez is good. Noel K just wants Alessandro Bastoni. He doesn't give a fuck. He's willing to cancel Christmas. Noel is at this stage just for Bastoni. Yeah, but you see the thing is you have to remember Noel. Italians out of there, getting him out of there, he's into Milan through and through, isn't he? Getting him out of there is one thing, and then you have to remember, as we've said on this show famously, what happens when he's looking for his mask tip after 3 weeks. Do you know what I mean? Ordonez, Dylan says he likes him, and of course, as soon as height is mentioned, Dylan straight in. He says, I like him, Keith. 6'2".
Yeah.
Way he's 6 foot on the nose, an inch smaller than Joe Gomez.
And I've no issue with that. I just think, if they can play, they can play. And the worry is just, aerial bombardments and things like that in the Premier League. I think you do need a bit of height and physicality. But look, Leone's big, and maybe you look at another unit then for when Van Dijk has to move on. Who knows? But Ordonez is one I'd definitely be interested in. If you can't get Guehi, I'd be looking at Ordonez and getting in. And you're rebuilding your centre-back departments. The thing with Guehi is maybe 15, 20 million might be the price you have to pay for him at this stage.
It is.
Whatever they want. If they want 25, you're just going to have to sucker up and pay. You know what I mean?
You were paying 40 4 months ago. Yeah. So if it means you're paying 25, at the end of the day, people go, "What? He's out with." Listen, when Trent was out of contract in 6 months, we were saying we wanted 50 million for him. When Salah was out of contract with 6 months ago, we wanted 60 and 70 million off the Saudis for him. So it has to go both ways. We can't turn around and go, well, listen, we have your player for nothing, but we've two over here, we're selling, and we're getting all the money in the world from them. It just doesn't work like that. But anyway, we'll see how it goes on that.
Bejan mentions Mickey van de Ven there.
No, he's not playing with Liverpool. Not after yesterday. He's going back.
He's still, but yesterday sums him up. He's a last ditch fucking last gasp defender, and that was an awful tackle. Like, if that doesn't go in, it's a penalty.
Yeah, that was an awful challenge.
Yeah, and to be fair, I don't know what the rules are. I don't know what the rules are around it, but could it be in the referee remit to go? Listen, he scored, but you've actually committed a fucking overrun. Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it probably is, but it's something that I don't think you see happen. By the way, people mentioning Harvey Elliott in the chat, right? A couple of things, right? I'm a big fan of Harvey Elliott. I would have kept him at the club this season. I would have, right? But as things stand, Arne Slot doesn't like Harvey Elliott. Doesn't like him as a player. Doesn't suit him, right? He's gone to Villa. The deal with Villa is that it's a loan with an obligation to buy, right? With 10 or more appearances. They're not even putting him on the bench, right? Because they don't want to risk Emery going, oh, do you want a game? They're going, no, don't give him a fucking game. I don't think I don't think we can take Harvey Elliott back unless Villa declare to Liverpool, this is not going to happen. We're not going to play him. We're not going to buy him. The loan is, we're literally calling a loan. We're never going to play him. We're, cancelling the loan. But I don't know what difference it makes if he comes back, because to me, he's just one that doesn't suit Slot.
He joins the list with Chiesa and Endo.
But Mark Simon says Harvey's too slow for Slot. But the way Liverpool are playing it, we're not playing a pace. We're actually going away from.
I actually think this new style, and if we do,
might suit him a little bit
more than having the wingers.
Yeah. I think he would be your rotation for Wirtz rather than putting McAllister into that 10. Yeah. I think Elliott would be better suited to what Wirtz does at the moment. If like a Wirtz light, let's just say, because like when he's played for us, he has created chances. He has scored goals. He has that. Yeah. He has the ability to pick a lock. Like, do you know what I mean? So I really like Elliott, but like somebody said, I don't know whether Slot does or not. But I don't think it's a pace issue. Not with the way we're playing at the moment.
Okay. Our next two games: home to Wolves, home to Leeds. Wolves on the 27th, Leeds on, is it New Year's Day?
Yeah.
Just quickly, it has to be 2 wins, Emmet, doesn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, look, it's Wolves haven't won a game this season. They've 2 points now. In fairness to them, they put it up to Arsenal. I don't think enough people are speaking of Arsenal's little drop off, and that's probably because they're getting the results. Yeah, you just hope that it's not like first win of the season. But look, it's Anfield. If we can, do we have 11 players to put on the pitch at this stage?
Sure, yeah.
Put 11 out against them. We need to get the 3 points. I think we spoke about it last week. Leeds, then we'll do them at Anfield as well, and then tough game I think is Fulham away, and then you've Arsenal away. Then after
Fulham aren't great at the moment.
I never know how Fulham are doing. I just look and go, there's Fulham. And I never know how they're doing. They're the most,
Harry Wilson is their main man at the moment.
Yeah, they're the most.
No disrespect to Harry Wilson, but that's a bit of a damning indictment to them.
Yeah, they're the most inoffensive team in the league, I think, Fulham. They
They always cause us problems.
Yeah, and when you come to play,
especially there,
how are they doing in the last 6? They've done it at Anfield as well.
I was at the 4-3 game a couple of years ago there, and Bert Leno's wasting time from about the 4th bleeding minute.
Yeah,
had us all on our blade and on our nerves for the whole game, screaming at them like they're a frustrating team. Silva sets them up that way.
Well, look, when we looked at these next 4 or 5 games, you probably think that Spurs yesterday was going to be the toughest. So you'd expect to be picking up the maximum points out of those 3 games, and then go skipping into the Emirates, and hopefully we've got a couple of players back from injury and go and give them a bit of a bloody nose there as well. Like, do you know what I mean? We've proved we can do it. Wolves have put it up to them, and I think that was actually wasn't that at the Emirates as well?
Well, when you say Wolves put it up to them, Wolves defended quite well.
Yeah.
The Wolves they'd one breakaway, and then they got a goal from I think it was a set piece. Other than that,
but that was in injury time. You expect that. That's the
Arsenal haven't scored from out and playing the last 2 games. The 2 own goals and a penalty. Like, do you know what I mean? So
but they're still winning games. If we were doing it, we would. It's a rough patch for winning games.
Exactly, but I just think skip into that, get the next 9 points out of them 3 games, or 7 minimum, and then skip into the Emirates, and hopefully they've Villa again soon as well.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. David T says Iwobi, Bassi, and Chukwueze are all at the AFCON for Fulham, so they're missing a few.
That's true as well. I don't think there's any excuse for Wolves, by the way, whether we've a threadbare squad. If we don't beat Wolves at Anfield, then forget about it. Forget about any semblance of again, I won't say a title challenge because we're probably a little bit too far away.
Any semblance of getting closer to the top 2. That's all.
Any semblance of putting pressure on them. If we can't beat Wolves, and again, teams in the Premier League can always take wins. If it was at Molineux, I'd be like, oof, maybe a little bit tricky.
Is this the first time we've played Wolves this season?
Yeah.
We
played them now, and then I actually think we played them now, and I think we played them like
Soon.
before
Yeah.
mid-February.
Yeah.
It's one
Well,
of those.
we
It's
only
that
played
game.
Leeds 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
Leeds
there's always two games that are real quick turnaround. Harry Wilson has 6 months left in his deal. Apparently Leeds want him. He's done really well at Fulham. He's a really good player.
Yeah.
He just,
He is, and some of the goals he scores are fucking outrageous. Like,
yeah,
he's,
but
he's very good.
my thing with Harry Wilson every time I watch him is I don't understand why people don't just put him in a 10 and just say, listen, you just float around there with your left foot and just fucking do stuff.
Just hit fucking balls from everywhere.
There you go.
I know we'll have a lot of players missing, but we still should be able to put a team out for Wolves.
Well, the team, just quickly on it, the team will be Allison. I think Bradley will be okay, or Frimpong. You'll have Kanate, you'll have Van Dijk, you'll have Pickard left back. We'll have enough there. We'll have Jones is okay, McAllister's okay, Gravenberch is okay. Szoboszlai won't be. I think he said
he's
suspended.
Oh, he's suspended, is he? I just seen him out and I didn't realise.
For nothing.
But anyway, he's suspended. He can do
it
what the days off. He's grand. But you have Jones, you have McAllister, you have Gravenberch. Okay. And then it's up front that's going to kill you.
Wirtz, Ekit plus.
Wirtz, Ekit +1. I actually wouldn't be surprised if you see McAllister, Jones, Gravenberch, right? And you see Wirtz and you actually see Frimpong and Bradley both starting. And he goes that way with it.
I think he'd start Frimpong ahead of Chiesa.
Yeah, of course he will. Because
I think.
Well, could you see Bradley and Frimpong? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Start Frimpong on the right.
With the risk
wing.
that they're both only going back.
Yeah,
but
I think he'd rather play Bleeding. He'd rather play Frimpong's brother than play Chiesa up front, I'd say, at this stage. So I think that'll be the case. I think that's what we will do. And look, to me, that's a strong enough team to win. That leaves you with the likes of Chiesa, with Rio Wengamoa. If Trainioni is on the bench and want to give minutes, I know it's not ideal. You'll have a Robbo or Kerkez. By the way, Kerkez, someone said it there. You're going to give Kerkez the flowers.
Really
I think he's been very good. Terrible with the ball, by the way. His crossing is passing across the box is dire at the moment.
It's too rash passing.
But his defensive work and his off the ball work, I think, has been very good lately. And we're starting to see signs, of a player that's maybe grown in to the expectation and the size of the club. We'll
have to wait and see who recovers in time for the game on the 27th. By the way, the fact that there's not a full program of games on the 26th is it's a disgrace.
Newcastle is on.
Yeah, it's disgusting though. They should have all the fucking games on like they always do. Leeds as well. Dominic Calvert-Lewin has quite a few goals in his last few games, but he's doing exactly what Dominic Calvert-Lewin should be doing. He's just standing in between the width of the post and going, "Here, put it in the box, lads," because that's what he is. It's 100% where he is.
Well,
and
the only manager
the only manager that's ever done it is Carlo Ancelotti, who went, "Listen, don't be running around there. No, get in there and fucking jump up and head the ball." Yeah, and that's what they're doing with him. So he's doing quite well there.
Well, that's what they're going to do. They're just going to stuff everything into the box. They'll have Calvert-Lewin, they'll have your man Stack, they'll have all these big units in there sniffing around. So Liverpool have to deal with that. That's up to us.
Yeah, you need Liverpool to have the big lads that are as tall, if not taller than these lads, to head it away.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Anyway. That's about it with the football. We expect 6 points. Before we go, lads, though, because this is our last Sunday show before Christmas, I wanted to ask you. We're into the danger zone here now, lads. Right? Panic.
The red zone.
Panic setting in. Right? You're sitting there, scratching your bollocks on a Sunday, going, it's grand. And then when you wake up on Monday, going, it's not grand. Fuck all here. You know what I mean? What is the go-to panic stuff, lads?
A head full of ideas and not a present to be had.
Yeah.
It has to be the 3 for 2 in boots.
Right. Just number 7 everywhere.
Number 7s, few Ted Bakers. Soap and Glory is always a
Soap and Glory, yeah. Forget that.
It's always great. No, for the game.
French connection. Fuck.
I mean that was used Soap and Glory. I'd be having a few words. And then you've got something on Bayless or something like that. It's like
Bayless and Harding.
Yeah, it's like the rip-off of Malton Brown, isn't it?
Is it? Okay, right.
Yeah.
I'm not.
You can't go wrong with nice hand soaps and that for the girls, or bath bombs.
Right.
Bath bombs, yeah.
Bath bombs.
Definitely.
Right. And
you get your 3 for 2. I go in and just buy the 3 for 2, or even whatever it is, 6 for 4. And
3 for 2 or 6 for 4. What's going on? This isn't.
without
What's this, a game of fractions?
without even having anybody.
Do you know
to
what the
give
best
them
one is
to,
though? The
it's
12 for
always
8.
best
The
to just
12 for 8.
have something there, just in case, because you're always gonna go, oh fuck, I forgot such and such.
Yeah.
Grand, I've got a fucking.
And who are you buying these for?
I've got an impulse 3 set there.
Yeah.
So
Who are you buying them for?
relations.
You never know.
Do you buy for a
People
lot of
just don't
relations?
No.
Yeah,
So
I think that's gone now.
What we've been doing now for the last few years is
Falling out with family
Chris-
around November.
Thrown out, building bridges in January.
Yeah.
Me and Lisa break up at the end of November every year and move back in with my man and dad just so we don't
Yeah.
buy each other.
Inviting people around on the 29th of December for the leftover turkey. Well, lovely sambos around the house. You want to come around? 3
now
for
we
2
do,
or 6 for 4. That's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, but that's what it is, isn't it?
It's not 6 for 4.
3 for 2.
Yeah.
So if you buy it twice, you're getting
Yeah, but
6 for
I get that, but it's 2 3 for 2 offers. You're not going
Yeah.
into Boots going, what's the 6 for 4 offers here?
No, but I just added the two of them together. Like
12 for 6. Give me the 12 for 6.
Give us the 12 for 8 deal there, will you?
Yeah.
Pallets of fucking soap and glory going through a blanch.
Yeah.
Loaded into the back of the car. Oh my god. Vouchers are the greatest inventions ever. They're so unpersonal though,
it's
aren't they?
lazy.
Yeah, it's just like
Lazy.
I don't give a
Just give me
bollocks
the
about
cash.
you.
Unless
Give me the
they've
cash.
asked.
Unless they've asked for it.
specifically
Yeah.
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 Daniel's going Yankee candles.
Scented candles are a great one. The old
Yeah.
scented candles.
Yeah.
The TK Maxx is great with the scented candles.
It
Now,
is very
you
good.
should
Yeah.
talk to Ashley because she'll tell you TK Maxx is just completely fucking
No,
knock off.
the Yankee candles
DJ
are
Maxx
not.
over there.
Yeah, Yankee candles are awful fucking expensive.
Yeah, they are.
They're
like,
about
yeah.
25
But you
quid or
have to
something.
remember, Daniel's saying we're in the panic zone. We're not talking about what's your
Oh,
favourite
right,
for
okay.
Christmas.
Right.
You know what I mean? You lads probably still use karate, says Madge Apple. Oh, she's going through the
Right,
old.
Oi, karate.
Yeah. No, I don't. But like, there's definitely lads out there still using.
Oh,
blue.
and by the way, I think we were talking about last week.
Old school.
Bertie put it into the comments after. It was actually a bottle of Blue Stratos.
Blue Stratos he drank. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
right.
Stratos,
Davey does say happy Christmas to us all. Happy Christmas to you, Davey.
And
Fair
to
play
you,
to
Davey.
Christmas,
Yeah,
Davey.
he's the Geordie in there, and he's stuck with us. He's fucked now. He's just stuck with us. Lynx Africa. I'll tell you something though, right? Let me tell you something now, right? I think you know all the jibes around Lynx Africa and all, right? Right.
I think it's great.
I'm not saying it's bad or good or bad. I think it's been a fucking unbelievable market employed by Lynx.
When they said they were discontinuing it,
When they said about discontinuing, people are making a laugh of Lynx. Because you go into the shops now and the price of Lynx is fucking
$9 for a
mad.
bottle.
Mad, like.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I never
But-
liked Lynx Africa.
I like it. I think
Yeah,
it's
I, mean,
nice.
I wouldn't say.
sweet.
I wouldn't say.
I
It's,
like
it's
some of the
most
Lynxes, but the Lynx
Yeah.
Africa is wouldn't
Match
be
as
my
Old
favourite.
Spice. Old Spice is actually
Old Spice is making a comeback.
huge comeback because what
Brilliant.
they've done is they've changed it. They've changed and
They-
gone for
They've
the
got
original
different.
flavors
Yeah, they've got
of it now.
different
or
flavors.
Flavors. Scents.
Different scents.
You're just there going, yeah, that's lovely. Yeah. Just fucking drinking the bottle down in the oil. Well, Bertie probably is. We're not. But the danger zone, right? Boots 3 for 2, Soap and Glory, Bayless and Harding, all the fucking
Socks.
little hand cream for your whatever. Socks, is that the next thing? Socks and jocks.
Yeah.
But,
Well, Jocks
yes,
is a
Sport,
bit.
well, I'm not going to mention
Maybe
shops.
socks.
When we mentioned Boots, Sports Directs do is it a 6-pack of Nike socks.
Right.
They're normally something like 20 quid each for a pack of 3, and they're doing two packs of 3 for 35
Which is 6.
quid or something.
For 35 quid?
Yeah, instead of 40.
6 pairs of socks?
I think it's 6 pairs of socks. Yeah,
For
3
35 quid?
3 is 20 quid or something. Yeah.
Hold
3 pairs is
on.
20 quid.
6 pairs of socks for 35 quid.
Yeah, but they're
Yeah.
Nike ones.
Wow, that
Nike.
like the whopper.
Where I get me
hell.
socks and pennies, you get 5 pairs for fucking 3 quid or something.
Yeah. Just and then just fuck them out. And just
Yeah,
buy another
yeah.
load of them.
Yeah.
The Old
Yeah,
Spice
we
roll
can't
on.
give them as a present.
Antio says, stop with the Old Spice talk. The Old Spice roll on stick burns my armpits.
Is that the
Lethal
new
weapon.
the new blue
The
one?
old The old
The
ones
old,
used
the
to
old
be
are
like
terrible.
that, didn't
The
they?
new one is kind of a gel kind of a thing.
I don't like them shower gels. You know what the ones with mint and shit in them.
Ah, come
They're
here.
not. Oh, I love them ones.
Oh,
Oh,
original source.
yeah,
Original
Oh,
source,
yeah,
yeah,
the
they're
yeah.
great, yeah.
fucking.
It's
I
just
like them.
bleach. It's just fucking bleach.
It wakes you
But
up, breaks your skin.
Oh, wakes you up, all right.
Rituals is very popular. This new
Rituals, yeah, people are into that.
all the
Is
different
that not a
colours.
bit of a
Yeah,
trend
rituals.
though?
But I got a men's one of those, and it
Yeah,
doesn't
I've
say
got
anything
that.
about menthol or anything like that. And there was a shower gel in it, and I swear to God, if you think original source mint shower gel is bad on the old fucking family jewels,
Yeah.
the ritual stuff is like fucking rubbing Tiger Balm on them. It's fucking
Yeah. I'm not into them. I tell you what, they need to bring back because it was perfect panic fucking situation. CDs and DVDs were fucking perfect.
Yeah.
What you do is you go down to HMV, right, around Christmas. You go, what, like, get them? And you'd always go to HMV and they'd have 3 DVDs for 25, and you go,
Yeah.
grand. And then they'd have 3 CDs
A box set.
for 20, and you go, grand. I'm going to spend 45 quid here. I'm going to buy 3 of each, and I'm away in a hack here. I'm fucking perfect.
Who are these for? Who are these for?
Day before,
Are
like,
these-
me and my brother years ago used to have this thing about stand-up comedians, DVDs of stand-up comedians. Yeah.
So you're buying them stuff that you want yourself. I love it. I
Correct.
like that.
So what
I
we
like
do
that,
is, and you're actually spot on, because what I do is I'd buy a comedian I like, he'd buy a comedian he likes. On Christmas I go, here's your DVD, and he go, there's your DVD, right? And then we'd hand them back to each other and go, I'll watch the one I bought, and then you watch. Or sometimes we just watch them before Christmas and go, that was deadly, and he go, yeah, it was great here, and then we'd swap them, and you wouldn't have to see each other then, you'd just be swapped, sort of way. But DVDs and CDs, perfect.
Going to your daughter, here I bought you Pink Floyd's greatest hits. Enjoy.
I think there's someone in the
We'll
chair
hold on
here.
to that for you.
Imagine pulling and she sees your socks and they ain't Nike.
Absolutely.
So she just goes, "Yeah, grand. I'm on my way home."
100%.
Ashley says if she's looking at your socks, she's probably not the one. In fairness,
Yeah, come here.
And you're probably not wearing white Nike socks out on the pole as well. So
you definitely wouldn't be. But girls look at your shoes. They don't want it. They don't bother about the socks. Once you've got a nice pair of shoes, nice clean pair of runners, nice clean pair of shoes or boots or whatever, and you're brand new shop.
right? Oh, unless you're walking,
What?
because then you have Snickers bottoms on or bell bottoms on.
Come
Pair of
here.
boots.
That's how you go. Yeah. Once they see the Snickers bottoms, it doesn't matter what socks or shoes
They've
or
no
that
socks on.
else you have on.
No socks on.
The
You're wearing
girls
high
go
heels.
mad for the Snickers. They even go mad for the ones that were little. I love wearing the ones that were little.
Once there's pockets on the outside.
Loads of pockets.
Yeah.
Loads of pockets.
Do you know what? And I wonder why more lads don't just throw a pair of them on, right? And get a screwdriver out of that ass shed and just put it in the side pocket and just wander
Going
around
into
town.
Yeah. Going in.
That's
Saturday
the new
afternoon
one.
in town. Saturday
We
afternoon in
used to
town,
do-
right? Black t-shirt, right? And now bleeding high-vis jacket with a couple of fucking
Get
bits
a
of
bit of
cement
talcum
stuck on it.
powder, rub
Yeah,
it
a
on
bit
your
of talcum
black
powder,
so
right?
it looks like
Pair of fucking
fast
any old. They don't have. Do they have to be Snickers or can they be those kind of?
I don't think they have to be Snickers.
That combat fucking trousers sort of thing. And then what you do is you get yourself a screwdriver and a little mini spirit level and you just stick one in the side pockets. And yeah, listen, they're
Just stand there with a
You
Bucky's
know what I mean?
weirdo behind your ear.
Yeah.
Steel
Brand
toe
new.
cap boots
Yeah,
and a bleeding
yeah.
hard hat as well.
half a smoke, not a full smoke. You know a smoke that you've half smoked and you've stubbed out because someone's into it, just on the back of your ear. And whopper, deadly, yeah. So anyway, if you're sick buying stuff for people and you want to go out and pick up a lady for Christmas, don't be dressing all up and on and putting all the gear on you. Get that gear and you wander around town. Half an hour you be brand new. Anyway, that's about it. Anything else before we go, Emma?
Now, just to wish everybody happy Christmas, because we won't see them until 27th now, is it? No, when's the next Sunday?
28th.
Come here, we're going into this period now as well where you don't know what fucking
day
day
it
of the
is.
week it is.
Oh, yeah. Forget about it.
Yeah.
So the next Sunday we're on is the next Sunday, is it the 28th?
Yeah, I
Oh,
just said that. Yeah.
yeah.
3 times I
So-
said the 28th.
Yeah, so it's around the 28th, is it?
Yeah, because when you were
That's
going,
Monday.
I said it's the 28th, and you goes, we're getting into there where we don't know what day it is now, and it's the 28th, and you
That's
goes,
right.
yeah, we haven't a clue, don't we not? Like, and I go, yeah, but it's the 28th. Yeah, it's just you're wandering around there going, what day is it like? You know what I mean? It's the fucking 28th. I'm still trying to push for us going out for a point on the 29th.
Oh, yeah.
/30th.
That's a Friday. That's a Monday.
Yeah, a Monday at 2
No, I know.
o'clock. And what we'll do is
I know,
we'll sit
but
in the pub
not
watching all
everybody
the
is
lads.
off of it.
Yeah, but just take the day off, right? What I'm saying is we can.
No,
can
I am
tell
off. I'm just saying not everybody is.
Well,
You
fuck
want it to
them.
be a
Don't
little
mind
bit of
them.
a crowd.
No,
You don't want it to
no.
be empty.
Just us three. We just three of us go. And what we do is we go, there's your man there. Look, he's going to pull a board now. He's looking at him with his fucking high vis and all on him. He's not even in work.
Painting the ceiling over
Works
there.
in insurance.
We all have to go and get
He's walking
ourselves some fucking workwear. We all go drinking points and workwear.
Anyway,
I don't mind your man pulling the match. We'll do it.
you're just saying happy Christmas to everyone. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, absolutely everybody. Like I said, in the comments, we always say the show's not the show is just us three talking to each other, talking shite to each other without the comments. Do you know what I mean? So the people in the comments always make it. A lot of people in the comments are also in the Telegram, so obviously that's always hopping. Wish everybody, if you're celebrating Christmas, that's the thing that's been said now these days. Not everybody celebrates
Happy
it.
holidays.
Happy holidays. And
Whoa. Stop.
What?
It's fucking happy Christmas.
I am saying happy Christmas if you celebrate it. That's what I said.
All right, okay. We're not going away. We're not doing this thing where we don't call Christmas.
No,
Christmas.
we're not going woke.
I was at my young lad a basketball game today, and at the end of it, one of the parents was like, "Oh, season the new year," and he shook me hand. He goes, "Happy holidays," and I says, "Oh yeah, happy Christmas," and he says, "No, happy holidays." I just looked at him and says, "Yeah, happy Christmas," and just walked away. I don't like this shit of forcing. If you celebrate, you celebrate. It wasn't like I was, intentionally saying you have to celebrate Christmas, but it was a real passive aggressive. He was holding me hand.
It's
Holidays.
people saying it in call centers as well. A lot of places don't allow you to say happy Christmas.
But it's like, can we not just all do our own thing if we want to do our own thing?
That's why I said happy Christmas if you celebrate.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like
that's only semi woke.
But it's like, I don't know. It's just fucking. Like, we'll say Christmas and then someone will have their thing and someone will have their thing and who gives a bollocks? Like, do you know what I mean? It's, listen, do you know what it is? It's people interfering with other people's fucking stuff all the time. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Just stop interfering. And I mean that in the sense of, if we call something Christmas, we can't go over there and go, by the way, your thing is fucking, I'm not fucking celebrating it. Leave them alone. It's their fucking thing. Let them do it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Anyway, enjoy Christmas or whatever you call it. And if you celebrate it, and if you happen to get 3 for 2, 6 for 4, or the 12 for 8, fucking fantastic.
The mythical 12 for 8.
Yeah, stay away from the Old Spice blue fucking roll on. That's no fucking good. If she's looking at your socks, she's not the one for you. And if you're paying 35 quid for 6 pairs of socks, you're a fucking idiot. Right? Happy Christmas from me. Keith, anything else before we go?
No, all good. This is what Emmet said. Happy Christmas. Happy Sunday, wherever you celebrate. Anybody who's watching. No, all joking aside, look, thanks to everyone for tuning in constantly. It been a tough few months for Liverpool supporting, but look, we keep doing what we do because we love what we do. When we come on and we have a chat and we have a little bit of a laugh about it, we'll hopefully enjoy a few points over the festive season, and we'll be back recharged for next year. And I hope everyone comes along with us. Not on the day drinking, but they're more than welcome. But on the journey on the channel.
On the journey. This is Keith's way of getting out of the show on the 28th. Just letting you know. He's laid the foundation really early here. And then when I said it, he goes, very much so. Very much so.
Very much so.
Lads, I'll see you around the 5th.
As we speak.
All right.
We say congratulations to the
we can say congratulations to Shawnee and his partner Gemma on the birth of their daughter Olivia. I want to say last Monday or Tuesday because we don't know what day it is. Like, it's Christmas, we don't fucking know what day it is. But mother and baby really, really in top form. She's absolutely beautiful. We've seen loads of photos. Shawnee's absolutely over the moon. They're both over the moon. And that's a fantastic Christmas present for them both. Everything went well. So a huge congratulations to Shawnee and Gemma and the baby and everything else. So look, it made our week, to be fair. You know, we all love Shawnee to bits, and Gemma is such a nice person, and to see them so happy and everything went great, it was fantastic. So Shawnee's Christmas, the rest is are fucked. It's just Shawnee's Christmas now. He's not coming for a point the 29th. He's not even doing the 28th. He's rang me and went, I'm not doing the 28th either because I don't know. I'm doing a Zoom call with Keith.
Hasn't been on since we started losing. Is that a coincidence? I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Him and Salah, what?
Oh, Liverpool are losing. Shawnee goes off and has a child just to stop watching because Liverpool are losing. You know, Liverpool are in fucking stuck here. Look, Mrs. You know, listen, we're gonna have to get you pregnant because these are a bad run. I need a way out here. Would you not just not do the show? No, they won't stand for that. We're gonna need something else.
No, we need something more concrete.
But no, it's all good. He's happy out, and we're absolutely delighted for him. Listen, we're going to have a couple of shows in the next couple of days. We're going to take a couple of days off for Christmas, and then we're going to have a little bit in between Christmas and the New Year, and then we'll be back flying again. Keep an eye out on YouTube. If you want to join our Patreon, loads have. We're having great fun on it, I have to be honest with you. The link is in the description. Anyone that's a paid member on Patreon as of tomorrow will enter a draw to get 6 months Patreon. And if you win it and you decide, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give it away to someone else, or I'm going to spread it out between people. If you do that, I will then honour that and give you 6 months. I'll give you the 6 months if you give your 6 months away. So that's the way we're going to do that. We're going to do that tomorrow at some stage. But YouTube and Patreon throughout this week and next. And then once we turn the 4th of January, we'll be back to normal as always. I'd like to say a happy Christmas to you all. Or if you don't celebrate or the holidays or whatever the fuck you do, have a lovely time. All right? Have a lovely time. And if you don't celebrate, sure, you're not panicking. You don't give a fuck about boots, really, do you? But listen, there's still good deals down there. Just saying. Do you know what I mean? Still
just
good
get them
deals
for a, happy Thursday or whatever it'll be.
Ted Baker stuff is
Happy
lovely.
Thursday. Yeah, Ted Baker. Stop it. Emmet's down there going, can I get the Neutrogena hand cream on the 3 for 2? What's going on there? Loves a bit of Neutrogena, Emmet does.
I bet just if you are out doing it, it's the 3 for 2. So the thing that's free is the cheapest of the 3. Yeah?
Just for anyone not familiar with the
So just in case you're going in and buying 2 little cheapy oaks at €40, yo.
If you're stuck for the procedure in Boots, right, you can DM him. He has it all
Get
done
me on
down there.
Telegram.
Hit me up on Telegram and I'll let you know what the
Boots
story is.
Advantage card number.
Yeah, because what I've done is I've zoomed in on the small print on the bottom of the labels and I've blown it up on my computer and it's really easy to read. So I have it all there.
Oh, there's another one there. It's Neo Geo.
Bulldog from Men. Fantastic book, yeah. Fucking hell. Anyway, we shouldn't have talked football tonight. We should have just talked about the panic of Christmas because it would have been much better. Anyway, that has been it. I've been Gav. That's been Keith. That's been Emma. Thanks for being to everyone in the chat. Happy Christmas. Over now.